You want to match wits with me in the NFL today? Well, guys, I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. In fact, I'm willing to put $300 of my money up for grabs in fantasy football today in conjunction with DraftStreet.com. A free fantasy football league contest, which is decided right after the Monday night games. Guys, you don't have to wait till the end of the season to collect. No, I'm putting $300 of my money up for grabs. The top 15 finishers in the weekly contest, well, you all finish in the money. You're playing against me. You're playing against yourselves. Guys, we draft a couple of wide receivers, a couple of running backs, a couple of quarterbacks. You put together your team. It'll take you less than 5 minutes to do so. You have a mythical $100,000 salary cap. You draft your team. You enter it with DraftStreet.com. Click on the ads here on the site. And once again, $300 of my money at stake. Top 15 of you finish in the money. I was number 8 last week, guys. I'm out to beat you every single week. If you think you're better than me, check it out. DraftStreet.com. $300 at stake. Welcome back, everyone, to the Countdown to Kickoff program. Al DeMarco here along with Steve Budin. We continue to motor on through your Sunday NFL card from an ATS perspective. Two teams, both coming off really strange losses. New Orleans and Carolina. New Orleans only a 3-point favorite now at Carolina. True, the Panthers have dominated this series point spread-wise, covering 8 of the last 11. But we talked about value in the lines. Well, here everybody's down on the Saints. But listen, Drew Brees even pointed out they lost their opener last year at Green Bay, and they finished 13-3. One loss, of course, unless you had that team, the Saints, last week like I did, does not make a season. But I think this is a cheap, cheap price. How can you not play the Saints?
I think what happens is because the Saints are coming off their worst offseason in their history, Bountygate, they lost their head coach, that fuels the speculation, and everyone's wondering if this loss is because of that. You're right to point out they lost their first game last year. It didn't hurt them at all. I think this is as close psychologically to a must-win game for the Saints as you'll ever see in a week 2. Very hard to get off to an 0-2 start and be in the money. I like the Saints here. I'd lay the wood.
And I'm a big believer in the law of average. And listen, guys, last week Drew Brees, 24 for 52 and he had 2 interceptions. This is a guy who completed 31% or 71% of his passes a year ago. Law of averages says Saints rebound with the win, and that's one that I'd be willing to put my money on this week. Philadelphia and Baltimore. Here's another contest where the line is influenced by what people saw last week. We saw the Monday night game. Baltimore looked tremendous against Cincinnati. We saw the Sunday game. Philadelphia needed that last-second comeback to beat Cleveland 17-16 on the road. But Philadelphia self-destructed in that game. 5 turnovers, 14 penalties. They had 456 net yards in the game. The Browns did nothing offensively. But when Michael Vick keeps throwing the ball to the other team, 4 interceptions in week number 1, 14 interceptions last year, Eagles are going to have problems getting into the end zone.
Yeah, Michael Vick was doing his best chili peppers routine. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. But you have to ask yourself, with 4 interceptions in the first game, Al, are other teams starting to understand how to play this Michael Vick, how to defend against his athleticism, how to defend against the fact that he's an elite quarterback? Have they seen enough of him? Are they getting now to this point where they can make a scheme to actually defend against him? I think that's what we're seeing here. I think Philly will adjust. I like the Eagles here. I think they're going to win this game.
Now listen, I grew up outside of the Philadelphia area, but I got to tell you, I like the Ravens here because I look at the Eagles. I think defensives have adjusted to Michael Vick. Listen, this guy has never been an accurate passer. He's always been more run first, pass second. He's never been a tremendously good thrower, except in his first year with the Eagles 2 seasons ago. And I look at this Baltimore offense with the new hurry-up, no-huddle attack, and Joe Flacco had a monster game.
Looked so good in week 1. Really looked confident, really looked poised, looked really good.
21 of 29, 299 yards and 2 touchdowns, and they still have Ray Rice. So I like Baltimore at this cheap price. I mean, it's just a tremendous line in this game. I love the Ravens in this game. Ravens, of course, hammered Cincinnati in the Monday night game. Now Cincinnati looking to rebound against those same Cleveland Browns. I think this is a great spot to jump on the team looking for the rebound, and that's the Bengals.
Oh, listen, in these games, as I've been watching them over the last 15 years, whenever Cleveland plays Cincinnati, even though on paper Cincinnati looks like the great team, these teams always get up to play each other. It's like a mini, Super Bowl for them. And when you're in that position where you have, these type of rivalries, I always like to take 7 points if I can. So I'm on the opposite side of you again this time. I'm going with the Browns plus the 7, what I think is going to be a war.
See, I look at the Browns here and Brandon Weeden. I mean, he has a passer rating of 5.
Yep.
Michael Vick had an awful game. His passer rating was 50. Brandon Whedon was 5 last week. Browns couldn't run the ball. Browns couldn't throw the ball. Cincinnati has a good defense. I think Andy Dalton and that team, they're going to be able to put the points on, and they swept the season series last year. I love them in this spot. And by the way, Cincinnati, I think, is a great teaser opportunity. If you're looking for a team in a teaser, Cincinnati -1, 1.5 at home, they're not going to lose the game. That's the bottom line. Houston and Jacksonville. Houston was very impressive last week, hammering Miami 30-10, but then again, they were playing the Dolphins.
Listen, we all know Houston's 11-2 in their last 13 against the spread, but for me, the real value here is going to come with the over. 41.5 points. Blaine Gabbert doing a little better in his second year. Maurice Jones-Drew, if they just give me, Al, 14 points, I think this game goes over.
That's an interesting number at 41.5 for the over. I'm not sure there. I kind of like Houston in this contest, but I do think Houston can play better than they did against Miami. I think Jacksonville showed you what Jacksonville is when they blew the late lead at Minnesota and eventually lost in overtime. So I lean a little toward Houston, but not a game I'd put my own money on. Certainly not in this particular contest at all. And then we want to look at the Dallas and Seattle contest, and I think this is one where you've got the Cowboys 4 extra days of rest coming off the big game against the Giants. Is it a letdown? Is this game a trap at 3.5? What do you think?
This game's got trap written all over it, but for me, I look at this game as a bookmaker. Dallas should be 5.5, 6, not 3. I think the Cowboys continue to roll. Only I've done this before with Tony Romo. And listen, Romo, I'm giving you one shot, and then I'm off of you.
Listen, I watched the Seattle game. I mean, Russell Wilson, good college quarterback, couldn't get the job done there late on the final series for Seattle. I think this is underpriced. I think Dallas is getting no respect from the odds makers. They should be laying 6, 6.5. 3.5, you got to play the pokes in this one. Romo and DeMarco Murray, monster games in the opener against the Giants. I think they repeat their performances here against Seattle. Well, that'll do it for this segment, guys. We'll be right back, and we'll break down the rest of your card on Sunday. How would you like to save $20 off a single purchase today? That's right, $20 off the top of the single purchase today online at our site. All you got to do, guys, is simply enter this coupon code, and you'll see it right here at the bottom of the screen as well, Week 2, Week 2. W-E-E-K and the number 2, no space between week and 2. You enter week 2 when prompted in your shopping cart. You will save $20 off a single purchase today. Remember, guys, not only do I do the Countdown to Kickoff show here along with Steve Budin, but every single day I do a daily video report where I offer you money-saving discount codes that can save you big dollars off your purchases, short-term and long-term here online. Plus, I have the $5 Play of the Week promotion, the Charity Play of the Week promotion, where we help others and make a greater good out of gambling. Again, today, your money-saving discount coupon code for Sunday, save $20 off a single purchase, and that is simply going to be Week 2, W-E-E-K-2. Enter it when prompted in your shopping cart. How would you like to get my best bet today? Steve's top service crew bet and all the plays of all the handicappers at PickNation.com. $500-600 of action, absolutely free. Sounds too good to be true, but in reality, it is the fact. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here along with Steve Budin at PickNation.com. We created something years ago called the All-Day Access Pass, and we are making it available to you free today.
Well, this is something that we do that no one else does. And let's be honest, no one else wants you to see what they do. They want you to pay first because they want that money. They know you're never coming back again. Us, the exact opposite. We want to show you everything. It's our gamble to show you everything so that you do come back again.
Exactly, guys. It's a free one-day all-access pass. No strings attached. There is nothing more. What you see is what you get. All the plays, all the handicappers, $500-600 worth of value for free, and it's exclusively available at PickNation.com. You have nothing to lose except the chance to get our plays for free.